Om Nama Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. We bow down to Krishna, who is that luminous Brahman, who looks after our physical and spiritual welfare and does good to the world. We bow down to him again and again. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace before. This morning our subject is Thoughts on the Gita, part 70. Nowadays some people say that we are not religious, but we are spiritual. It is a very confusing statement. I think they mean we do not go to the church, we do not belong to member of any kind of organized religion, we are moral, ethical, we earn money in an honest way and look after our family. In that way we are spiritual. Very confusing. Christ said, worship the Spirit by the Spirit. If you ask these people who claim themselves to be spiritual, do they worship Spirit? S cap, capital S, that is God. You will get an answer from them. In Sanskrit, religion is dharma, which comes from the root Sanskrit word dhri, dharati. The thing which holds people, holds this universe, that is dharma. Which holds us, without which we are not dead. It is consciousness. We call it the Atman. Without consciousness, we are dead. So it is consciousness which holds this body-mind organism. Behind the Vedantic teachers said, the whole universe is supported by that Sachidananda, existence, consciousness, bliss, absolute. This is Prakriti, Maya. Without consciousness, the Maya cannot function. Maya does not exist. Example? The waves cannot exist without the ocean, but ocean can exist without the waves. So this whole universe, Jeev Jagat, the universe and beings you see, are the different waves on the ocean of Sachidananda, infinite ocean. You are conscious, I am conscious. Each one of us is a wave, is floating, moving. That is the way we look, human beings and this universe. Consciousness at the back. Regarding, if you go back to that consciousness, that is dharma, that is religion, that is the spirituality. I asked many people about it because I go to many meetings and some people say, Swami, we are not religious, but we are spiritual. I shall read to you the meaning of spirituality. Swami Chetanananda, a great Swami who was president of our order, wrote this book, Thoughts on Spiritual Life. Please listen what he says. The word spirituality is not a very clear term so far as the Indian background is concerned. The English word spirituality is derived from spirit or the non-material. In Sanskrit, we use the word adhyatmikata. Adhyatmikata is that which is concerned with the soul or the self, the Atman, which is the self-manifesting subject. In English, the word spirit is rather confusing. Spirit, in the Western sense, means the intellectual or moral or non-physical part of man and not the Atman. So it is better that we use the word Atman instead of the English counterpart spirit. Atman means the undying, unchangeable reality which interpenetrates our whole being. That which concerns the Atman is Adhyatma. Adhyatma. We generally use the word Adhyatma to mean dharmikata or religiousness. That also could be confusing. However, we shall make it in this popular sense without going into the grammatical significance of the word. When people believe in God and try to shape their lives in a way so that they can realize Him or travel along the path of God realization, it is called spirituality or adhyatmikata. A life dedicated to the worship of God through the observance of rituals and ethical rules is dharmika life. In a family, we see elders going to temples, offering worship at home, reciting hymns, telling beads, etc. All these are called dharma. And a person who does this is dharmika. He is called adhyatmika, person by common parlance. He very clearly explained the difference between religion and spirituality. When we practice our spiritual disciplines, our mind turns to the spirit, that supreme spirit, that is God. So religion means practice of presence of God, practice how to realize God. That is religion. That is the way Swami Vivekananda redefined religion for the Western world. Religion is realization. Religion is being and becoming. Religion is the manifestation of divinity already in human beings. That is the way Swamiji defines religion. Religion, the old religion said he was an atheist who did not believe in God. The new religion says he is an atheist who does not believe in himself. In this way, Swamiji clarified what is religion and what is spirituality. Anyhow, it is very interesting, nowadays. I asked many people, could you tell me what you mean? I'm spiritual. In what sense you are spiritual? You see, two things are universal: truth and non-violence. Some people practice non-violence is the greatest religion. That is true. Buddhism believes it. Truthfulness is the religion. That is true. You see, Gandhiji followed those two verbs. He practiced those two virtues. Non-violence, truthfulness, sattva and ahimsa. Truthfulness and non-violence. These are the two things Mahatma Gandhi practiced in his life. When somebody said, oh, you are a great Mahatma, you are a great soul, he said, I only practice two things. They do not belong to me. Truthfulness and non-violence, they are universal virtues. People from all over the world can practice it. They are not my property and they are not your property. That is the way Mahatma Gandhi said. So, religion And spirituality, now you understand what I mean. It is a very beautiful way he cleared it. Gita may be an ancient, I am giving, this is my 70th lecture. Gita may be an ancient scripture, but its message is ever new. In ancient times, human beings had lost anger, hatred, jealousy, greed, fear, delusion. In modern times, the human beings have the same things. Now, what is the remedy? The remedy which Krishna gave to Arjuna, same remedy is applicable nowadays. You see, 20 years ago, insulin was working on human beings, those who have diabetes. Still that same insulin is working. Insulin does not change every day or every month or every year. Because it works. Truth never becomes old. Truth remains new all the time. Ego, human ego problem. Krishna says, ahankara vimudatma karta hamiti mannati. Prakriti kriyamanani guna karmani sarvasha. Who is doing work, activities in this world? Prakriti, nature. But egotistic people think that we are the doers. We are not the doers. We are just the instrument. There's a beautiful story about Julius Caesar. One day he was going to see the city, and one poor man bowed down to him because he was the emperor. So Caesar also bowed down to him. So his ministers and guards says, "Oh emperor, you are not bow down to this poor man." Like, no, you don't understand. I am great. I am greater in every respect. But why should I be lower than this respect in humility? I must show my humility to this poor person also. That is called real greatness. Humility. You see, that is the opening door of the spiritual life. Second, it's a problem, health problem, eating problem, weight problem. Follow Krishna's method. He said, eat moderately. Don't overeat. Don't eat too much or too little. Don't sleep too much or too little. Don't work too much or too little. Be moderate in every respect. If you follow his instruction, it will work. He said this thing 3,000 years ago. Be moderate. You know, sometimes we think that whether these teachings are still applicable in modern life or not. Read it, Gita, and think that what he says. Health problem, mind problem, mental problem. My mind is restless. That is the universal question. Krishna gave the remedy. Asam sayang mahabahu manu durnir griham chalam. Listen, Arjuna, I know it very well. It is extremely difficult to control the mind. But there are only two ways. Abhyas, by repetition of practice, and non-attachment. These are the two ways you can curb, you can control this restless mind. Next, fear. You see, human beings have two basic problems. Fear and delusion, confused. Sometimes we do not know, we cannot make the decision. We do not know what is right, what is wrong. If you read the Gita, you will find a quite definite, they call Nirdesha. He is telling specifically, this is the way. No ambiguity. You see, a good doctor, when he prescribes medicine, he says it will work. Our quack doctor says, take this one. Oh, it is not working, take this one. This is quack. A good doctor said, I am giving this medicine, it must work. I experimented it on many people. It works. That is the way Krishna taught Arjuna. It will work. Fear and delusion. Krishna says, seeing this 11 million enemies in front of Arjuna, he was a little frightful. He said, listen, Klebhyang masmagama parthanai tattvai upabaddhate kshudram hridaya durbollam tattvatishta parantapa. It does not befit this unmanliness in front of these people. You are a great hero. Get up. Don't be broken down, break down, no breakdown. Get up and stand and fight. Don't run away. Running away is not the solution of human life. I was reading just 2-3 days ago, there is a long article in New York Times about Golden Gate Bridge, the best place to commit suicide in this country. From 1937, hundreds of people jumped from that Golden Gate Bridge. It is 2,200 feet deep, from the gate to the water on the bay. Well, that is the best suicide spot in this country. Now they are going to put a net so that you will be caught in the net. They won't allow you to die from the Golden Gate Bridge anymore. Fear of death. Because the next chapter will come, how to die. So Krishna is preparing Arjuna's mind. In the chapter we are going to finish it tonight. Today is chapter 7, the way to God realization. Anyhow, fear of death. One day a patient was very sick. He called the doctor. Nowadays American doctors do not go to the houses. But in that day, in our village, their doctors will come at home. So the patient was lying down, the room was a little semi-dark. Then the patient asked the doctor, could you tell me? I am very afraid to die. Could you tell me what happens, but what is beyond death? Doctor says, I do not know either. Oh, you do not know. So he was very much depressed. In the meantime, the doctor's dog entered the room and jumped on the doctor's body. Then the doctor said, I got the answer. What do you mean? This dog never came to this house. The room is dark. And he doesn't know anything about me. But he knows me, the dog. So he jumped on me. Just getting they have the sense, feeling. They recognize their master very quickly. So you do one thing. You also jump to God. Though you do not see him. But as the dog jumped on me, you also jump on God, then you will reach him. So that is a good way to go. Then the patient died and knowing God about it. Okay, next we shall go. Chapter 7, the way of knowledge and realization, verse 26. This chapter, 7th chapter, is very, very important. We find some beautiful messages of Krishna in this chapter. Krishna says, many people come to spiritual life, only few succeed. Then he said, Mai sarvamidam protam. Mai sarvamidam protam sutre maniganaiva. You see this universe, all these human beings, trees, plants, all ocean, space, they are like maniganaiva. They are like each gem of my garland. They are all on me, this whole universe. I am the substratum of the whole universe. Krishna is talking to Arjuna and telling him his nature. But you see, do you know what? I covered myself with my Yogamaya. Devi sa gunamoyi mamamaya durattaya mami vaji prabhuddhante mayamitam taruntite. My Maya is divine. I covered myself with that Maya. Those who take refuge in me, I help them to cross this turbulent ocean of Maya. That is it. Next she says, you see, most people are very deluded, confused. They have so many worldly desires. They do not seek me. They seek the world and worldly enjoyments. 4 kinds of people worship me. First, arthu. Seek people. Physically, mentally, sick. Then, or very poor. Jiggasu. Seeker. They have some curiosity about me. They seek me. Artharthi. Some people ask money. They seek me. And Jnani, lover. They seek me. He said that 4 kinds of people seek God. But that Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanabanman Prabhuddhante, after many lives, only a man of knowledge loves me. Man of knowledge means the person who now knows me and loves me. But do you know, Arjuna, my mystery, what I do? I play with them. Naham prakasha sarvaisya yogamaya samabrita. I do not manifest myself in all beings. I cover myself. So, these deluded people do not know my true nature. Now he is now going to tell, verse 26. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kashyana. I know, Arjuna, the beings of the whole past, present and the future, but none knows me. Could you understand what he meant? He knows past, present and future of everything and every being. We do not know. One day in Belur, Swami Vivekananda said, I can see what will happen next 500-600 years. Then Swami Premananda said, you know, I cannot see even what will happen after 5-6 days. Then Premananda said, what do you see? I do not know what will happen after 5-6 minutes. It is a very important statement. He is Sarvagya. He knows in general way. Sarvavid. He knows in a particular way. He knows what is in your mind, what is in her mind, what is in my mind. He knows everything. How is it possible? Sarvagya. You see, about this Mahabharata war, Krishna knew this war is inevitable. Still he tried to stop it. But these people do not, Kauravas, they do not want to stop this war. They think that they will get the whole kingdom and deprive the righteous people. So, the war came. I was watching that Krishna DVD. Draupadi one day asked Krishna, They humiliated me in front of everybody. I had single cloth and these people are trying to remove the cloth from my body and you did not know. Krishna smiled and said, I knew it. And I wanted that you should be persecuted. You should be tortured. Because that way their sin will go 100%. At that time I shall take action. You see, God gives 99 chances to us. You do wrong, He will forgive. But when it is full to the brim, 100%, He will take action. That is the way it works. When somebody says, Rama, why don't you kill Ravana? He is a demon. Ravana says, time has not yet come. He will kidnap my wife. At that time, I shall go and kill him. My wife will be tortured. At that time, I shall take action. Time factor is there. God waits. He is full of forgiveness. We make so many mistakes. He forgives. When Swami Vivekananda said, Sri Ramakrishna says, you will have to do work for the Divine Mother. Swamiji says, sir, I am not going to do all those things. Your very bone will do it. Sri Ramakrishna knew his mission. I know your past, present and future. They are avatars. They are unperturbed. If any disaster comes, they know it will come. You see, the world goes this way. Ups and downs. Sometimes terrible famine, disaster, war. Again peace comes. This is the way world moves. A boom, boom, boom. What happened? Hitler is up. Boom, boom, boom. Hitler is down. That is 4 or 5 years it took to put the Hitler down. So these two powers, demoniacal power and divine power, these two powers are always at war. Always at war. It will happen everywhere. Who brings this war? Greed, selfishness, and they suffer. Christ knew that Peter will deny him 3 times before he did. Oh Lord, I love you. You will deny me 3 times before the dawn. And he did. That is the way Avatar functions. He knows past, present, future of our all activities. Always remember that somebody is watching you all the time. That is the reason, I always ask people, what is present? Do you know what is present? Is very little. Very short time is the present. You had the breakfast, it is over. You will get lunch in between, very little time. Present is continuously going to past. And future is coming. Future is coming. It is strange, this mystery of time. Past, present and future. What is the present? It is the outcome of our past. You are a doctor. How many years you went to medical school, did all this training, now you are a doctor. So many years efforts made you a doctor. And so many years made me a monk. So you see, that is the way it goes. So the present is the outcome of our past deeds. And the future will be an outcome of our present deeds. You must build your future, working hard at present. When you are young, earn money, then in old age you will not have to worry about financial problem. Work hard. You see, some people very short-sighted. They do not see 20 years, 30 years, 50 years in advance. That is the reason they have problem. We go day by day or day to day. You must see how it is coming in future. They are very short-sighted. They do not see in advance. Those who meditate, those who have started well, those who have read the Gita, they can see in what direction my mind is going and what we are doing at present. I must build my future well so that I will be very safe and secure. That is the way Krishna is talking about. Vedaham samatitani. I know the whole past, future, present, but nobody knows me. Next verse. Ichchadvisha samuttena dvanda mohena bharata sarva bhutani sangmoham sargeyanti parantapa. But the delusion of the pairs of opposites arising from desire and aversion, O descendant of Bharata, all beings fall into delusion at birth, O scorcher of foes. Sarge means from your very birth. You see, it is in the Upanishad, when the Jivatma, individual soul, comes in the womb of the mother, at that time that soul knows everything about his past or its past. The soul thinks, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, birth and death, birth and death, birth and death. This endless cycle, I must stop. This time when I am born from the womb of my mother, I shall try at most to get realization of God. I shall get liberation so that I will not have to come back again. Really, the jiva, that 7 months, 8 months, 9 months staying in the womb of the mother, that soul knows how much suffering to go through in this human birth. But the moment comes out from the womb of the mother, Mahamaya, boom, covers the mind. And the soul, the individual soul, Jivatma, forgets. And then what happens? The delusion comes. From delusion comes two things. Ichcha, vasana, desires. Desha, aversion. Means shuk dukkha. If your desires are fulfilled, you are happy. If your desires are stopped, you are unhappy. All these human beings, you see, maybe millionaire, you may be the president of this country, doesn't matter. You are suffering from ichcha, dvesha. You have desire and you have aversion. I don't. You know, this is the whole mystery. Happiness, misery, health, disease. If these things, this is called pairs of opposites. This whole world is nothing but pairs of opposites. Thesis, antithesis. Thesis, antithesis. Happiness, misery. Have you seen anybody in this world who is all the time happy? No. Have you seen anybody all the time unhappy? No. We toss. Watch your mind. This moment happy, next moment unhappy. And we are floating like this, unsteady. You know, as if Krishna is putting his two fingers on our eyes and telling us, look, this is the lie, this is the truth. Do you know what Swami Vivekananda said? Madam, the pendulum of the clock must swing. Tick-tock. Have you seen the big pendulum clock? Tick-tock, tick-tock. Happiness, misery, happiness, misery, happiness, misery. It is continuously moving. Well, what is your goal? Stop the pendulum. Hold the pendulum. I won't allow you to move. Do you know what does it mean? It means yoga. When mind stops, chitta vritti nirodha, the mind stops, you are illumined. You will see Atman within when your mind stops. You know, this is a beautiful philosophy. No hocus pocus in philosophy. It is telling us what is the truth. What is the cause of happiness and misery? Oh, ichha desha, desire and aversion. Nobody wants misery. But we make so much effort to get misery. Really, we work hard. We know alcohol will injure human, will ruin my life, but people still take alcohol. Sometimes I say some people smoke. We have a doctor, he used to say, Swami, previously I used to say, do not smoke. Now I say smoke. Why? But if you smoke, you will die quickly. It will save Uncle Sam's money. The Uncle Sam will not have to pay Social Security, Medicare. It will save our national wealth. I tell people, do not smoke. It will, you will suffer from cancer or some kind of problem. But they won't listen to me. What can I do? That is the karma. Somebody asked Holy Mother, Mother, do you know your true nature? She said, yes. But when I think about my true nature, I think, what am I doing here? I am making chapatis, cooking and feeding the devotees, and what am I doing in this world? Then, again Maya comes in my mind, then I see the suffering of human beings and I go and serve them. I know my true nature. But if I all the time think about my true nature, I cannot function. I will go into samadhi. If the desires are not fulfilled, then the children become happy, and children become angry. Anger. Krishna mentioned in the Gita in the 2nd chapter, Dhyato Vishan Pungsha Sangesti Shupajate. If you think about the sense objects, a desire will come to have it. If the desire is thwarted, stopped, anger comes. Kudat bhavoti sangmoha. When anger comes, you are deluded. Sangmohat smriti vibhrama. When you are deluded, your memory goes away. Memory fails. Smriti bhangshat buddhi nasho. When memory goes, your intellect also is gone. Buddhi nashat purnashyati. When the buddhi goes away, that brings destruction. There are 7 steps of degradation Krishna mentioned in the Gita in the 2nd chapter. Another thing you should know about Vedanta. Knowledge is Bostu Tantra. And karma is Ichha Tantra. Purusha Tantra. What does it mean? Knowledge flowing from an existing truth. What a beautiful expression. Bostu is the technical Sanskrit word, a thing as it is. Tantra means based upon, jnana, knowledge. Knowledge based upon the thing itself. And that is called Bostu Tantra Jnana. Do you know what I mean? Chair. I know it is a chair. This knowledge of chair is in my mind. And that knowledge, I put it here and I say, yes, it is a chair. I cannot say that is a table or a water pot or a book. I know chair as a chair. That is called Bostu Tantra. Or action, do you know how does it action goes? Purusha Tantra. You have three alternatives about your work. Ichha, Anichha, Bhajitorata. You can do it, you may not do it, or you can do it something else. About lecture. I may give this lecture, or I say, no, I shall not give any lecture, you people go home. I can go to my room. That also I can do, but I am not going to do it. Ichha, Anichha, and Itarata. Itarata means I may do something. Perhaps instead of giving a lecture, I can start singing and you people listen. I can do so many. These are the three things in me. I am the doer. I can give lecture, I may not give lecture, I can do something else. I can say, no more lecture today, let us go and chat. I can do so many things here. That is called Purusha Tantra. Purusha Tantra means you have choice. It is very, very important what kind of person you are. You are a good doctor, you can cure a patient, or if you are very negligent, perhaps that way that patient may die, or some people ask his students, you do the surgery, let me go and play golf. Then I shall come back and check how you have done. Just the doctor has many choices, the surgeon has many choices. He can do right, he may do wrong, or he can do through someone else and takes the credit. That is called Purusha Tantra. It is very, very interesting, this kind of philosophical thoughts of Vedanta, how it works. That we find in this verse, Ichha, you have good wishes, you have bad wishes, you have something else. You can have many things. You can create good desires in your mind, you can create bad desires in your mind. Everything is yours. But do you know what? A devotee was testing Swami Brahmananda. I said, he is such a great sadhu, great soul. Let me check that what kind of great sadhu he is. Mentally he is thinking that I shall try to create a bad thought in my mind. So he was seated near Brahmananda and he was trying to create a bad thought. Bad thought. No bad thought is coming. After 5 minutes, Brahmananda said, could you succeed? But Maharaj, how do you know? He is Sarvagya. He is a knower of Brahman. He can read what is in your mind. Maharaj, he was trying to create a bad thought in front of him, Brahmananda. But what kind of holy man he is, let me check. Could you succeed? He was embarrassed. Ichha. Next verse. Jesham tu antagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam te dandamho nirmukta bhajante mam didhaprataha. Those men and women of virtuous deeds whose sin has come to an end, they, freed from the twin delusions, worship me with a steadfast devotion. Through virtuous deeds, you can counteract your evil deeds. That which Krishna taught Arjuna in this Gita, Purushakar, make self-effort. You can change your life if you want to. And you can ruin your life also if you want to. Build your life, build your character. Don't be depressed, don't be down. In the 6th chapter previously, Krishna gave the anti-depression medicine to Arjuna. Uddharet atman atmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaibhi atmana bandhu atmana ripur atmanam. Raise yourself by yourself. Don't yield to this depression. You are your friend, you are your enemy. Your disciplined mind is your friend. Your indisciplined mind is your enemy. Don't blame others. Arjuna, rise. Rouse yourself from this depression. You know, when you read those verses, you can feel that somebody is talking to you, holding your two shoulders, shaking you. Look, this is the truth. Ye tu antagatam papam. Papam means sin or evil things. How can I antagatam? How can? Do you know Sri Ramakrishna Swamiji? Janma janmantarer monir glani onurag osrute dhuye muche jai. That is Sri Ramakrishna's medicine. The impurities, the bad things which have been accumulated in your mind birth after birth, those things can be washed away by tears for God. If you cry to God, God out of compassion will wash those things away in no time. That Sri Ramakrishna said, cry to God. You know, last night I was reading a book and Swami Chetanananda said, when he would initiate people, he used to tell, you know, repeat the mantra and 3 times bow down to Sri Ramakrishna. Shastanga, lie down on the floor and bow down and say, Master, Sharanagato, I take refuge in you. 3 times you say. He said, you take the mantra, but 3 times you must bow down to Sri Ramakrishna. That will be enough. I was very impressed that, you know, just the customs. I surrender myself to you, Lord. You look after me. Yetu antagatam papam jananam punna. Punna karma means virtuous deeds. Swami used to say that at least repeat mantra 1,000 times. It will take half an hour. How much time we misuse in our life. Form the habit. Habit forms character. And the thing which we do, we think they leave impressions in the mind, that impressions form the habit, and the habit forms character. That is the way karma works. So if you want to get rid of your evil, bad propensities, bad desires, you will have to counteract with good desires. It is just like antibiotic medicine. Well, I have this, well, take this antibiotic. That is the way the doctors treat people. Same thing, Krishna is giving this antibiotic. But do you know what is the problem? Problem is you cannot force. Jor kore, by force you cannot change a person. If those who have come here, do you think that they are ordinary people? No. This morning I was writing in my diary. Who awakened the Dakshineshwar Kali temple, Krishna temple, 12 Shiva temples. It was Ramakrishna. Then the Swami said, do you know what? If there are no devotees, God goes to sleep. I was deeply moved, which is true. God goes to sleep. When nobody is coming, nobody is disturbing me, let me lie down and sleep. When they will come and call me, I shall get up. Do you know, really, I like that sentence. I really like that sentence. God goes to sleep. If there are no devotees, you people have come, so Ramakrishna is awakened. You know, he is listening. I wrote down that sentence in my diary. Devotees are very important to me. Very important to Sri Ramakrishna. You have come here. Bahunam janmanamante ganamantram prabhadyante vasudevam sarvamiti samatma durlabha. Krishna told them they are Mahatma. They are great souls. So they love God. They love me. That Krishna says in this chapter. This comes from many, many, many lives of spiritual disciplines. This is not the first life that you have come here. You have some very good karma, good things for the reason you have come to this place and listen about God. And you people are trying at most to love God, to realize God. It comes from many, many lives, spiritual practices. You do not know that Krishna said to Arjuna, I know your past, present and future. Again, Sri Ramakrishna said, you know, those who have tremendous desire for enjoyment, you cannot stop them. Let them go through it. When they will suffer, they will come. He said, Amra Rambol. There is kind of hot plum in India, a big seed, and this much is the flesh, and then a thick skin, peel. And that little around that big seed, just like avocado seed, like that. Very little there. That is so sour. They make some chutney out of it, amra. Oof, if you take it, you will get colic pain in no time. So Sri Ramakrishna said, let them take this hot plum. When they will get colic pain, at that time they will come to me. And I know the medicine. I read a funny story. One person went to a doctor and doctor says, Doctor, I have cold. Well, I have no medicine. If you do not take medicine, it will take 1 week. And if you take the medicine, it will take 7 days. So I have no medicine. But I can tell you one thing. You take a bath and then expose your body in the cold, then you will get pneumonia. I have that medicine. I have the medicine for pneumonia, but I do not have medicine for common cold. So you see, problem is you cannot force people. Like, come, let us go to Vedanta, listen, let us practice this, study. You cannot force. But do you know my philosophy? My philosophy is, I must prepare food for them. If they come, I am ready to feed them. That is the way Sri Ramakrishna said. I made fire, you come and get the heat. I made the food, you come and eat and enjoy it. That is Ramakrishna's message. But it cannot be forced. Religion, love, it cannot be forced. If you are not hungry, if I serve you all gourmet food, you will reject my food. That is the reason those who are very sincere, they love God, they want to realize God, they want to lead good spiritual life, they come here. Te dandam mukta bhajante mam dilo prata. With a steadfast devotion, they worship me. Jara marana mokshaya mam ashrita jatanti je Te Brahma tad vidu Krishnam Adhyatmam Karma Chakhilam. Those who, taking refuge in me, strive for freedom from old age and death, know Brahman and also the whole of Adhyatma and Karma in its entirety. Now, Jara Marana Mokshaya. Jara means old age. Marana means death. I want to get rid of old age and death. I want to take refuge in you. Te Brahma tad vidu. See, they know Brahman. They know their inner soul. They know the entire karma, this universe. This human body goes through 6 changes. You may be Miss Universe, Mr. Universe, doesn't matter. Jayate, it exists. Jayate, it is born. Osti, it exists. Bardhate, it grows. Viparinamate, it modifies, transforms. Apakshyate, it decays. Morishyate, it dies. All these human bodies will go through these 6 changes. No exception. Badi will come, disease will come, death will come. You may go sometimes, we used to go to Delmar Garden West. Sometimes you will find some ladies' table, their marriage picture, when they're young, when they're beautiful, with all these marriage costumes. They see these things and think about their youth. Sometimes I see where their minds are. Some people's minds are food. I went to see an old lady in Los Angeles, one of our monks' mother, American. She was crying that, Swami, they did not give me potato salad. So I came back. At the time I was in Hollywood. I told the nuns, could you do one thing for me? What? Make some potato salad and fulfill the desire of that old lady so that before death he can fulfill her desire. Go. Go prepare potato salad and feed that woman. Hold on me. Some people will say they do not know. Next chapter we shall see how to prepare yourself. Mama Shrita Jatantiji, they know about this mystery of life and death. Nobody can stop death. Next verse. Sadi bhutadi daivam sadi yajnam chaje viduhu prayano kale upi chamam te vidu yukta chetasah. Those who know me, along with Adibhuta, Adidaiva, Adiyajna, will continue to know me even at the time of death with a steadfast mind. These words we shall explain in the next chapter. Krishna is creating some inquisitiveness in Arjuna's mind. Adibhutam. Adibhutam means this physical body. Adidaivam, our spiritual body, inside, our sense world, mind, subtle body. And Shadijajyam, God. Prayanakale, at the time of death, they know it. And then Yukta Cetasa, then they will be united with me, and then they will reach me. Those who are initiated, those who repeat mantra, at the time of death, the deity comes to that soul and takes them. It is extremely important to have some chosen deity in their lives so that they can develop some kind of relationship with God at the time of death. We shall discuss these things in details. There was one king named Daksha. He was the son of Brahma. He wanted to stop death. No more death in this world. Brahma, the other gods came, and it is in the Purana. Other gods came and said, it is impossible. Well, no, I shall do it. Then who is the god of death? Well, Shiva. Well, I shall not invite him. Then Shiva came and destroyed the yajna of Daksha and ruined everything. Well, you cannot. Could you imagine that there will be no death? All will be born every day, every day. Then the whole sanctuaries will be hospitals. 200 years, 500 years, 1,000 years old. People are all, nobody is dying. What to do? And government will fail. Medicare will not work. Obamacare will not work either. Anyhow, we shall talk about these things, how to prepare ourselves, death and mystery of life. Thank you very much. Om Atma Me Shuddhantam Jyotiraham Virajabi Papma Bhuyasam. Antaratma Me Shuddhantam Jyotiraham Virajabi Papma Bhuyasam. Paramatma Me Shuddhantam Jyotiraham Virajabi Papma Bhuyasam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May my body become pure. May I be free from impurities and ignorance. May I realize myself as the light divine. May my mind become pure. May I be free from impurities and ignorance. May I realize myself as the light divine. May my soul become pure. May I be free from impurities and ignorance. May I realize myself as the light divine. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, 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 peace.